Question number 16 is talking about a quadratic function, and you're being given its vertex, and you're told where the roots are. So this is where it really comes in handy to know the vertex. So if our vertex is negative 5 comma 4, then in the equation, I want a positive 5 on the inside, and the positive 4 stays on the outside. So A and C can be crossed off. So the only difference between B and D is that one has a negative in the front and one doesn't. And we got to graph them both to figure out which one crosses at negative 3 and at negative 7. So we're looking for which one crosses the x-axis at negative 3 and negative 7. So let's start with the first one, letter B. Negative, parentheses x plus 5 squared plus 4. And we do menu 5, 1. We do graph trace, and we see if it actually touches negative 3. It does. Negative 3 comma 0. It also has the same vertex that we wanted, negative 5 comma 4. And it touches negative 7 comma 0. So this is our answer. The answer is B. But in case we want to make sure that we didn't make any mistakes somehow, we would graph D, and it doesn't even touch the x-axis. So the answer is B. Okay, let's just move forward. Question number 17. When you see the word factor, okay, when you see the word factor, you need to remember menu 332. Factoring by finding the real roots of the polynomials and switching around the numbers from our calculator. So let's go to the calculator, and it'll go away in a second so we can find our answer choice. So we do menu 332, real roots, polyroots. Okay, we type our equation. I'll do it by hand here. We put the 1 next to the x squared for the 3, and then press down or to the right, and then minus x squared minus 2x plus 1. Should look just like on my screen. And then comma x. You need to put comma x. We get our fractions. We get our numbers out of this. Okay. Don't mind that. So we get negative 1, 1/2, comma 1. Okay. So we need to remember what each of these becomes. So the negative 1 becomes x plus 1, the sign switch from whatever the calculator gives you. The fraction, okay, the number on the bottom of the fraction goes with the x, and the number on the top switches sign, so 2x minus 1. And then the regular positive one switches sign, so it becomes x minus 1. So we look for which answer choice has those three exact same pieces. So the only one that has the exact same three pieces are minus 1 and plus 1, and the 2x minus 1 is letter C. Okay, please make sure you don't confuse that for letter D, because I actually did it first, and you got to be really careful when you're looking at these symbols here, that you don't select the wrong one by mistake. Okay, let's go to question. Okay, question number 18. We have two equations, and we have several equations, so we're going to graph these. But first, I would label the quadratic. So I would label the quadratic, label the vertex. It's negative 6 comma 8, which tells me right away that the equation needs to have a plus 6 on the inside and a plus 8 on the outside. So B and D are automatically out. That way you don't got to graph so many things. And if you notice, these equations for the quadratic are exactly the same. The only difference is for these equations on the front part, the fractions are flipped over. So I'm going to focus on the line, not the parabola, not the U-shape. So I'm going to find coordinates on the line that are perfect. So I have negative 4 comma 2, and this one over here. So I have negative 4 comma 2, and over here negative 8 comma 7. And it may look better on your paper than here, but those are the points where it touches it exactly. So now we're going to graph. We're going to graph A first. Turn off the volume there. So negative 5 over 4x minus 3 should give us our line. Okay, and it looks very similar to the one that's there. And then our parabola, negative 3 over 2 parentheses x plus 6 squared. Squared on the outside though, made that mistake there. Squared plus 8. And we have our U shape. So we want to focus on the line because that's what we're looking for the coordinates. So when we do menu 5-1, make sure that we're on the blue one here, which is my line. And I might need to click the number myself. I need to type in negative 4 and see if it gives me 2, and it does. And then I need to type in negative 8 and see if it gives me 7, and it does. So the answer is A. But in case there was any doubt, in case for some reason you need to make sure, or the answer choices on the test were a little bit extra confusing, if I change it to negative 4 over 5 and I graph that blue line, menu 5-1 on it, I don't get the same coordinates anymore. If I type negative 8 to try to find 7, I get this weird decimal. And if I type negative 4, I also get a decimal. I don't get the same numbers anymore. They're nowhere near the original one. So the answer is A. And I'm going to stop this one here as we have two more questions that hopefully I can do in the last video.